Good morning Year 6 and welcome to Tuesday's maths video. Today we're going to continue learning to interpret pie charts involving percentages. But first of all, here's your Fluent in 5, so pause the video and have a go. So hopefully pause the video, let's look at the answers. We've got 2,082, 134,698, 8, 10.29 and 6 fifths or 1 and 1/5. And they've got their conversion right today, thankfully. So I'm going to go through a daily challenge example with you today, and then there's one for you to do together. A little bit like yesterday, this relies on you finding key pieces of information to piece it together, a bit like a puzzle. So this pie chart represents vehicles seen in 1 hour. And at the bottom you've got a key which tells you what each colour represents. And it says Megan saw 300 vehicles altogether. So we know that our entire pie chart is representing 300 vehicles. And it asks us, how many of each vehicle did she see? Now you'll notice that we've only got 1% written up there. But don't panic, because we actually have more helpful information available. Now if you look at cars, the green segment, hopefully you'll notice that the green segment takes up half of our pie chart. Now half of our pie chart would be 50%. So the first thing to work out is 50%. Now I know my overall number, there were 300 vehicles altogether. So I need to find 50% or half of 300. And that tells me that there are 150 vehicles that are cars. The second step is to look for more helpful information. So the next piece of information is our 10%. Now I'd like to have a think. Can you work out what 10% of 300 is? So hopefully you've had a go. So 10% of 300, you need to divide 300 by 10. So 10% gives us 30. Now what do you notice about the segment next to our blue segment? Talk to the person next to you or have a think yourself. What do you notice about motorbike? So hopefully you saw that the motorbike segment is identical to the van segment. They both represent the same proportion, which means this side is also 10%. So that tells us that it is also 30. Now I want you to have a look at the purple segment, the part representing lorries. Again, talk to yourself if you like, or the person next to you, or whoever you like. Can you spot something special or important about lorries? So hopefully you've had a think. Now, it's trying to trick you a little bit because the bicycle segment is making it appear slightly differently. But hopefully you notice that that is actually a quarter. And that tells us that is 25%. Now, if you know what 50% is, you can just half that again to find your 25% or your quarter. And a quarter of 300 is 25% of 300. And 25% of 300 is 75. Again, you could halve 50, or you could have used your bubble method if you like, but halving 50 is the quickest way. So we have found so much information there just for looking for clues. We've noticed that the segment for motorbikes is identical to our segment for vans, so we know they are both 10%. We've noticed that the green segment for cars is exactly half, and we noticed that our lorry segment is actually a quarter, 25%. So we've got one segment left. How would you calculate this? There's actually more than one method, but I want you to, again, talk to yourself or whoever's around you and have a go, see if you can work out how you'd calculate that. Okay, so what you could do is you know there are 300 vehicles altogether. You now know there are 150 cars, there are 30 motorbikes, 30 vans and 75 lorries. If you were to add all of those pieces of information together, you would work out how many vehicles you had altogether except the bicycle. You could then remove that figure from a 300 to find out your bicycle amount. You could also add up your percentages if you wanted to. You know that this is 50%, you know that this is 25, and you know that these are 10. So you could calculate your missing percentage, and then you could find that percentage of 300. But the answer is 15. I don't mind which way you calculated it, but there you go. Ah, sorry, didn't mean to do that. It's not working for me today. So, here is your challenge. Now you notice it's very, very similar, but you've been given a different percentage. So you've got to work out that Megan saw 120 vehicles altogether. How many of each vehicle did she see? So again, you know your 100%, you know your overall amount. Can you spot anything useful and piece it together and see if you can work it out? Pause the video, have a go. So hopefully you paused the video and you had a go. Now, you know your 5%, so you can work out 5% of 120. Now, you know 10% of 120 is 12, so 5% would be 6. So you know that there are 6 bicycles. You then know that your green, your car, is 50%. So you find half of 120, which gives you 60. You then can also see that your purple lorries represents 25%, or a quarter. So you can work out a quarter of your overall amount, 120. So you divide your 120 by 4, or you can do your 25%, or half, your 50%, there's so many different ways, but you should come to the number 30. So you know there are 30 lorries, 60 cars, and 6 bicycles. Now you have a certain amount left. And the way to work that out is to work out what percentage you have left of what that is made up of vans and motorbikes. So you add your 50%, your 25%, and your 5% together. You have 80% in total. You know then that you have 20% left, because 80% add 20% gives us 100. But you have 2 segments, so that 20% is split between 2 segments. Luckily, both of our segments are equal, so we know that they are 10% each. Then we just find 10% of 120, which is 12. So we know that there are 12 motorbikes and 12 vans. Very well done if you got that right. That is it for today. I will see you tomorrow for more maths fun.